Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS. Let's get to the news, so let's dive into what could be one of the most game-changing rumors swirling around the NFL right now. Word on the street, coming from some pretty reliable league sources like Diana Rossini, is that the Cleveland Browns are considering a bold move that could reshape the landscape of the NFC South, and honestly, the entire NFC playoff picture. The buzz is that Cleveland, sitting at a disappointing 2-7 record, might be willing to part ways with one of their most talented and disruptive players, Myles Garrett, in exchange for a second-round pick in the 2026 draft. This isn't just a hypothetical. There are real whispers that Cleveland is looking to rebuild, especially after their struggles this year, which have been magnified by their defensive struggles and the inconsistent play of their offense, mostly due to injuries and some unsteady moments from Deshaun Watson, who's been sidelined at times with a concussion and other injury setbacks. Now, why would Cleveland go after a draft pick instead of trying to fix things around Garrett? Well, the Browns are in a bit of a cap crunch. They have around $19 million in cap space, and they're also prioritizing some major moves like extending Nick Chubb, which could cost them another $15 million. They're also trying to overhaul their offensive line after shipping out a ton of sacks this season, and they've been leaking points, giving up around 32 points per game. Cleveland's focus right now is on retooling, and trading Garrett could open up some cap space, while also bringing in a high draft pick that could be used to rebuild the roster with younger talent. But let's focus on what this move could mean for the Atlanta Falcons, because if it happens, it could be a huge boost for us. The Falcons, sitting at 3-7 but with a lot of potential, are in desperate need of a game-changing pass rusher. Our defensive line has been a bit inconsistent, especially with Grady Jarrett missing some time due to injury. We've seen flashes from players like Arnold Ebakti and Bud Dupree, but we're still looking for that elite edge presence that can consistently pressure the quarterback and force turnovers. Myles Garrett, with his elite speed and pass-rushing ability, could be exactly what we need to take our defense to the next level. Now, let's talk about Garrett's profile. This guy's a game wrecker. Coming into the league in 2017, he's already accumulated over 110. 5 sacks in his career with 450 total tackles and multiple Pro Bowl selections. He's an All-Pro, a Defensive Player of the Year candidate, and has been a dominant force in the league. His stats this season are still impressive, with 11. 0 sacks in just 9 games, 24 solo tackles, and a pressure rate that's well above average. His bend speed at around 85% is one of the best in the league, allowing him to get around blockers and get to the quarterback quickly. His ability to generate pressure at a rate of about 22% makes him a nightmare for offensive lines. And considering he's only missed 1 game this season, due to a shoulder injury, he's a reliable presence on the field. Imagine what adding Garrett to our front 7 would do. It's not just about individual stats, it's about the ripple effect. His presence alone could double our bend speed and increase our pressure rate from around 28% to over 50%. That means more sacks, more hurries, and more forced turnovers. For the Falcons, this could translate into a defense that's not just good, but elite. One that can consistently get after the quarterback and make life miserable for opponents. It's exactly what we need to hang with the best teams in the NFC and make a real push for the playoffs. And the impact wouldn't stop there. With Garrett commanding double teams, he's often double-teamed at around 18%. It would free up our other pass rushers like Judon, who's been a solid contributor with a PFF grade of over 82. 4. Judon could then focus more on coverage or rushing from different angles, making our entire pass rush more unpredictable and dangerous. This kind of upgrade would also help us against division rivals like the Bucs and Saints, who rely heavily on their passing games and need a stout front to contain the run and pressure the quarterback. In terms of our overall defensive stats, adding Garrett could cut our yards per carry allowed from 4.3 down to around 3.5, a significant improvement. It would also boost our ability to force turnovers, increasing our takeaways from around 1-1 per game to more than double that, turning our defense into a true game wrecker. This would be a huge factor in close games, where every possession counts, and could be the difference between a win and a loss. Plus, Garrett's presence would bolster our secondary, giving them more confidence to play aggressive coverages, knowing they've got a fierce pass rush behind them. Looking at the bigger picture, such a move could also dramatically impact our playoff chances. If we boost our sack total and pressure rate, we immediately become more formidable in the postseason. Garrett's proven track record in high-pressure moments, like his performance against the Bengals this year with 3 sacks and a touchdown, shows he's a playoff X-factor. His addition could push our win percentage in the playoffs from around 25% to nearly 40%, giving us a real shot at making some noise in January. And considering the Falcons' recent history of aggressive trades that turned franchises around, think of how the Bucs built that Super Bowl winning team, or how other teams have used big-name trades to jumpstart their Super Bowl runs. This could be the kind of bold move that defines our era. Now, some might wonder about the risks. Trading for a player like Garrett isn't just about the talent. There's always the chance of injury, or that the fit isn't perfect. But Garrett's track record suggests he's a durable and elite defender, with minimal injuries aside from that shoulder issue. Plus, with Cleveland's focus on cap space and draft picks, they're probably motivated to make a deal happen sooner rather than later. For us, bringing him in would be a statement, a clear message that the Falcons are serious about contending now, not just hoping to rebuild slowly. In terms of timing, this kind of trade could happen before the trade deadline or even in the offseason, depending on how Cleveland evaluates their options and what kind of offers they receive. But if it does go down, expect the Falcons to become a team that no quarterback wants to face. Garrett would immediately elevate our defense into one of the most feared units in the league, especially with our secondary starting to step up and our young linebackers gaining experience. It's the kind of move that could turn our season around and set us up for a deep playoff run, maybe even beyond. And let's not forget the cultural impact. Adding a player of Garrett's caliber would energize the locker room, excite the fan base, and send a message to the entire league that Atlanta is here to compete at the highest level. It would also inspire our young guys to elevate their game, knowing that the front line is now a true force to be reckoned with. It's about building a team that's not just good on paper but dominant on the field. So in summary, the potential trade of Myles Garrett by the Browns to the Falcons could be one of those seismic shifts that change everything. It's a bold, strategic move that aligns with our long-term goals of winning championships. The stats, the history, the talent, all point to Garrett being a perfect fit for our defense and a catalyst for our Super Bowl aspirations. It's exciting to imagine what our defense could look like with him anchoring the front, creating chaos for opposing offenses, and helping us take that next step toward greatness. The NFL never sleeps, and neither do the Falcons when it comes to chasing glory, so stay tuned because this story might just be getting started. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Falcons. Do you think we should go all in for Garrett? How do you see him fitting into our defense? Could this be the move that elevates us to Super Bowl contention? I want to know what you're thinking. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Atlanta Falcons news. Whether it's potential trades, upcoming draft picks, or game analysis, I've got you covered. Until then, keep the faith, keep cheering loud, and let's keep pushing toward our ultimate goal, that shiny Lombardi trophy.